Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, they're crowding round on a Saturday night. Four old friends in the soft firelight, talking about the Waltons and their mountain life, how they weathered through laughter and strife. It's a trip down memory lane again, living alongside the Waltons again. Coffee's hot and the story's poured. There ain't no sound we can't explore. John Boy's dreams and Grandpa's charms, Mama's strength and Daddy's strong arms. We know every line and every scene, a simple life like we've never seen. It's a trip down memory lane again, living alongside the Waltons kin. Coffee's hot and the story's poured. There ain't no sound we can't explore. Front porch swing and starry nights, days that fade into candlelights, sharing tales until the morning comes. Those Waltons days like a favorite song. It's a trip down memory lane again, living alongside the Waltons kin. Coffee's hot and the story's poured. There ain't no sound we can't explore.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another Waltons review, where we're reviewing season 4, episode 5, the Boondoggle. Where the hell that was supposed to mean?
You've never heard the term boondoggle before?
No. Have you ever heard the term whatchamacallit, or what's that other one?
Whatchamacallit's a candy bar.
No, it's when you can't remember what the thing is you want. So, but everybody knows exactly what you need, but we can't remember the name for you. So it's like, hand me that whatchamacallit.
I've heard it used that way too, but it is a damn good candy bar.
Yeah, it came from that expression because nobody could figure out what the hell it was made out of.
It's best not to think about what that's made out of. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, so how's everybody doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Grill?
Oh, it's been an all right day. Glad the week's over.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
And guess what I forgot to do?
What?
I
forgot to pull up the prologue.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wait, why the hell's my phone going off? I don't give a shit.
Oh no.
That's not even my ringtone. It didn't start randomly playing some damn thing.
Yeah. So how you doing out
the
there?
Boy's been playing around with your phone again.
Probably. So how you doing out there in old BC, Mr. PvP?
Not bad. Not bad.
Sweet.
Went and saw my doctor today, and it was reasonably good news at this point. So.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So yeah, I wasn't. It turned out better than I thought it might. Let's put it that way. So.
Yeah. Well, my family's been keeping eyes and ears on my sister Bernadette and her family out there in Santa Monica area and over near
Yeah.
Long Beach, and they're all right. Their house isn't burned down, thank God. Nothing's
Yeah.
going on as far
Well,
as
how
where they're
close are the?
located.
Yeah,
Well,
how
they're
close
pretty
are the
close.
fires to?
Well, they're pretty close to where the fire that was supposedly have taken out Santa Monica Pier, which I hope not, because Larry would be really pissed if that happened. With his trip he wants to take this year. But the fire is still like a lot of it isn't controlled yet, and
Yeah,
the most that Bernadette's been telling my family is that it's the smoke. And of course, they
yeah,
had to close the schools. They can't have, because her son Dylan goes to school, so he can't go to school with all that smoke hanging around and everything. So
yeah.
they just stay close to home and stay safe. So
Well,
that's the best part.
if I was in her situation, I would find a trailer for rent, load her up, and get the hell out of there before everybody else takes to the highway and get the hell
That
out of
might
there.
be a
No
good.
trailers
That
left in
might,
California.
yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty
Well,
sure someone has one for sale for real cheap. Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, just don't ask where they came from.
yeah. That's it.
Exactly.
Hey,
And
Hello,
this,
Suzanne.
Suzanne Eckstein.
hey,
Hello.
Suzanne.
Miss Suzanne.
Hey.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
How's
Oh,
everyone doing today?
We're
oh,
doing
hanging in
good.
there, hon.
Doing
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so we're going to start with our prologue here.
Already?
Of all the people who visited Walton's Mountain during my growing to manhood years, I remember one especially. He was a man who brought new ideas to an old way of life. For a brief time, his presence stirred the Waltons household and threatened the time-honored traditions of our quiet community. Yeah, their quiet community. Shut the fuck up and don't talk about our past. And this guy is not bringing new ideas to the old way of life. He's trying to exploit someone for their secrets, trying to exploit them.
Yeah,
Yeah, not only that,
he's
Civil
actually
War
a scumbag.
secrets. Oh yeah, he's a bastard.
Yeah. All right. So bring it on here. Yeah, here John Blood comes honking up. This is actually illegal what they're doing nowadays because the way they're. That's exactly where we're going. Oh. Yeah. If John Boy would ever get pulled over nowadays, he'd be arrested for child endangerment.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
know
mean,
in
yeah, look at all the
2002 it
kids.
was a $275 ticket here.
Do you
Exactly.
want to? I think you know this from experience, Jerb.
The state of Washington never got their money.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm
because now the
surprised
kids
one
are.
of them. I was
Yeah,
gonna say I'm surprised one of them isn't dragging their feet behind them in the back of the.
no, they're
Like
thinking.
ah!
You got three of them in a two-person seat and one hanging off the side of them.
Exactly. And one of
We
the
had to.
gals up there, could easily, if he hits a bump, she flies off and hits the ground, and yeah, that's not good.
Oh,
I'm
it's
surprised
only
they get
air,
home
no
safe.
loss there. Oh, it'll
Yeah.
only be air,
Oh,
just no loss there.
uh,
Oh, did I say
reckless
that
is
out
right.
loud?
Oh man.
That's why you have spares.
Yeah.
They have a whole bunch just in case something like that happens.
You have
Yes.
the air and you have the spare.
Yeah.
All right. For some reason, they all start chasing each other around the thing, and then Jim Bob wants to go out selling fish before he does the chores. The Grandma goes, "Why don't you sell the fish after your chores?"
After you do your chores.
They're all chasing, and John Boy has to go off and do a job here. Then we got Grandma's giving Zeb some crap about to get a bigger ice box, but they went, or was it a new ice man or a bigger ice box?
An electric ice box.
Electric ice box.
Oh,
So they were a new creation they were coming up with back then. Yeah, there was a lot of good creative stuff. Yeah.
And this guy is an awfully nice guy. He gave Elizabeth a big chunk to lick, and then he gave Jim Bob there somebody.
Thank you.
Yummy, yummy.
So here we learn about that what's that jackass's name? Porter Sims. They got this
Porter
reporter.
Sims, yeah.
Porter Sims.
Yeah,
Porter Sims.
it's coming to write a history on Virginia. There, but he got famous for he was exploiting a family trial out in Tennessee.
It was
The
the
Snopes
monkey
trial. Yeah, the Snopes monkey trial, trying to prove that man came from apes.
It was putting the theory of sort of like God created man versus evolution. I think was what the basic center of the trial was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was a criminal trial for that.
Well, back in those days, challenging religion and talking about evolution was a pretty big deal.
I thought that was more 1500s than 1930s.
Oh hell no!
No.
The theory of evolution was not even 50 years old at this time, I believe, at least widely published. So,
yeah, that was theory.
Yeah,
that was Darwin's theory, and right.
Darwin came up with that in the 1800s, didn't he? Sometime in the 1800s.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought it was rather late, though. Maybe in mid.
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm just gonna play this part here. Oh, and at the end of the episode, we're gonna start a pool on which clip will get me claimed tonight.
Okay.
Reporter, and a few years ago, he covered the Scopes trial down in Dayton, Tennessee.
You mean that trial when they tried to prove that we come from monkeys?
I love how Grandma says it. We came from monkeys?
We come from monkeys?
I love
how
that.
she said that.
Now,
then Grandpa says, that means I'm a monkey.
That would explain Grandpa.
What kind of troubles is this?
Yeah.
Grandpa always is trying to monkey around with Grandma, let's face it.
Hey, maybe you'll get your wish one of these days, PvP.
I had to get a grandpa and grandma joke in there somewhere. So
yeah, we all know you want to see grandma and grandpa do it on the kitchen table.
No, I don't.
No.
Oh, okay. He's gonna fact check me here. He wants to see her do it on the couch.
Hey, the safe words tonight are red oak.
Yeah. What was that, Suzanne?
No, PvP heard me.
No.
Oh, Suzanne. Oh boy.
He's the only one that did, but he heard me.
You're gonna make me blush. You keep that up.
Oh no trouble. He's going to write a book. You see, he's a friend of Professor Parks, and I'm going to be showing him around the area.
Where's he going to stay? Not here, I hope.
He knows how quickly Grandma says not here, I hope, because
Grandpa's not happy.
Now, why would you want a Yankee reporter writing about Virginia?
Yeah.
He has a natural distaste for the area, and he's never been there before.
Yeah,
What I find what I found kind of, questionable, is why John Boy is such a huge fan of him. When you think about it, like it's not usually the type of thing that John Boy would find interesting. The whole religion versus evolution thing. So I'm kind of that's one flaw in the episode that I kind of wondered why John Boy would be so gung ho about this guy.
Well, that's because it's not what he writes; it's that he actually does write.
Yeah, I suppose
it was notable. That's all he really cared about it.
Still, John Boy has been brought up in the context of a religious family here. So, but I guess being a writer, he is curious about the world. So, I suppose I can give it a pass on that level.
Well, I figured he's just an excited writer. He's always open to new ideas and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. And also the guy is, the guy is, I guess, a professional, even though Grandma doesn't think so since he's on the work program. But
yeah. And I wanted to say welcome to Be Yourself Adventures, also known as Larry. there. He says, "Hey everyone, unfortunately I will not be there tonight. I'm at the movie
Huh.
theaters getting ready to watch Den of Thieves Part 2. Oh, I see how we rank. You'd rather go to a movie than here spend time with this quality, filthy entertainment there with our dirty jokes." But no, but all serious, have fun there, Larry.
Yeah,
Tell us
enjoy
how,
the
tell us
movie.
how
Enjoy the
it
movie,
is.
Larry.
Yeah,
Yeah, enjoy
you
the movie.
deserve it, brother. Have some fun tonight.
Yeah, really. Larry
Popcorn,
does
drink,
deserve,
and a movie, and yeah.
Larry does deserve to have some fun after all the stuff he's been through
Oh,
in
I
the
think
past
so.
year. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, well, I got him a
He's
room at Miss
laughing.
Brimmer's. Grandma, do you think maybe it'd be all right if he came for supper?
I don't think he'd like our plain cooking.
Oh, he'd love it. He'd love it.
John Boy, what kind of book's he gonna write?
Well, it's a guidebook to the state of Virginia.
Where's he from?
New York.
Well, what's a writer from New York know about Virginia?
I love how Grandma's just getting all like fixated on that. But you
That's
ever
what
notice
sounds
that
like
everybody seems to be from that visits Walton's Bound always seems to be from New York?
Yeah, from back east. I don't know. Why is that?
It was a center of business, and it's probably not where they were born, but it's where they're working. So they just say, "Oh, we're from New York."
Yeah.
Okay, it
I have
just
a
seems like there's an awful. Yeah, go ahead.
Is John the only one they have? I've never seen an aunt or an uncle or.
John. Senior there.
Yeah.
He did have a brother, but that died in World War I. He was killed in France.
Okay. Thank you.
But I don't think there's any other ones that are mentioned.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
like
if
2
you
or
see.
3 total siblings for John.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think
I
the
don't.
mother is the only child.
Yeah, and it was John's, the actor Ralph Waite that directed this episode. So I don't think you'll see much of him in the episode, if at all, as far as I.
we do see him.
We see him,
Well,
but
okay, occasionally, but yeah. Right.
he's got no major scenes, though. Not really any major scenes. So
Well, it's
Thank
like
you.
when Jonathan Frakes, when he started doing later episodes of TNG, you saw him here and there, but he was, but not in major scenes, and he was directing behind the
Yeah.
scenes. So
Well,
it's kind of like that.
I actually kind of like the ones that Ralph Waite directed. I think generally they're pretty entertaining episodes. I thought,
All right.
really, since he's an actor primarily, but I thought he had a pretty good instinct for directing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go ahead, Gorilla.
Well, he's with the Federal Writers Project.
Sounds like government to me.
Good on Grandma being skeptical of government. Good on her for being the skeptical of government there.
I can see
Definitely.
Grandma. Yeah, I can see Grandma down there in Virginia just sitting there on the porch, and a government man comes up to take a census, and then she pulls out the big old rifle and says, "Get off my property."
Hey, that's the way you greet the government man.
Yep, that's what you
What,
do.
with the shotgun?
Yeah,
The shotgun?
down
With a
south, man.
shotgun, and you give him fair warning to get the hell out. If he doesn't get the hell out, well,
Whoops.
you're in danger of your life. He didn't announce himself
Yep, you didn't.
because, quite frankly, that body cam he had mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, some of the West Hills there in Virginia have some bodies that are missing. Yeah, those mountaineers, West Virginia. Yep.
West Virginia, the place.
Mountain Mama.
It is. It's Works Progress Administration. I'll see you in a few hours. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so
You want
Yeah,
your
Grandma.
boondoggle. Right there's your boondoggle.
Yeah, there it is.
what? He'll be back in a few hours.
Work Progress Administration.
It's a title for something insignificant for a job that they do, which means nothing. So has no meaning.
It was week 1, dig a hole. Week 2, fill that very same hole up, and we'll give you some money. We just want to make people look like they're doing something to falsely prop up the depression economy, which the government was making worse every day.
Well, our courthouse was built with the WPA.
Oh, your courthouse was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and guess how they paid for that?
Yep.
Every scrap of gold in this people had, they were stealing. You had to turn in your gold.
I think they only got like 20% of the gold that was out there, though.
Thank God. They stole billions of dollars from people, and everyone was dumb enough just to send it in.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it under threat of arrest or something?
Yes.
Yes.
They got everyone to send in their gold so they can print more money, which they actually printed a lot more than they're supposed to. They don't like to talk about that. And they use that to start various work programs. Basically, any idea you can think of, they just started it. Literally held us down an extra, I believe it is 5 years. 5 to 7 years, I believe it was, until the war started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we going to get back to the episode?
Yeah, this is part of the episode. Oh, yeah. I wanted to play this part from Grandpa.
Oh, Herbert here.
That's the WPA! John Boy! He knows how I feel about those government shenanigans.
You had your way, Herbert Hoover'd still be president.
That was a good line.
Yeah.
You'd have been better off.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's Hoovervilles?
Hoover was a neglectful, incompetent, all-around horrible president, but he wasn't actively making it worse. FDR get in, bingo, actively making everything worse for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we had Larry laughing here.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Now, what was this that they were doing with the pennies? That looked a little too modern. So what? If it lands heads up, they win the pennies, or what?
No.
Whoever gets it closest to the wall.
Closest to the wall.
Wins the pennies.
Right.
Yeah. It's usually called dimes.
They used to do that. They used to do that in England, in London town, where they would have shillings, and they would, or pence. And then what they would do is would throw the pence against a brick wall, and the closest to that wall won that match and took all of the pences or the shilling. So, yeah.
Well,
You've
let's see
never
how
played
much
dimes before in your life, Gorilla?
No.
Wow.
You were deprived of a lot of things, Gorilla.
That's the first gambling you do as a child.
Oh, yeah. Especially
No, our
if you have
first
pennies to get
gambling
rid
was making stupid bets.
Gambling with your
I'll
life
give you a buck
doesn't really count.
Or I'll give you $1 if you go look that flagpole.
Gorilla, were you old enough to remember baseball cards and how you did trades? You did some gambling on cards too. Like, I'll trade you a George Brett for a mint, Babe Ruth or something like that.
I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Those aren't worth anything now. Well, somehow Pokemon freaking that first set is worth thousands of dollars.
It is.
Yeah, and so
I
much
knew
so
where
that
that damn binder was all those years ago. I have like 5 to 10 grand stuck in a binder somewhere. God knows where it is.
Yeah. So all those pennies that are worth 23 cents are pretty much a quarter.
Yeah, so they're basically throwing quarters, the equivalent against the wall.
Yeah, so inflation really went up there. So yeah, blah blah blah. Then yes, we meet him, and he goes, one more time, blah blah. He got him a spot at Mr. Yeah, he's telling how we met him, and he couldn't believe a fancy young man met him because that was like when he was a wee little lad on his daddy's lap, blah, 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 blah.
And hello, Jim and Lemon Pie.
You guys.
Anyone
Hey,
have
Sir Lemon.
hints
Hey.
for some bulk eggnog?
Yeah. Hey, Scurvy, and hey, Jim. Hey, Matt. YouTube must have finally notified people that I'm live.
Hey, Matt.
Hey,
Yeah, they're getting pretty bad about that, especially this week.
yeah, I was gonna say, Gorilla, if you get a chance, make sure you give a standard mod to Matt Arnold. He doesn't have one yet.
All right. In a little bit here. So we're going to Miss Broomer's place here. And as you meet him, we go blah blah. And Jim Bob was trying to sell her fish, but she'd already started supper and all that. And the guy says those are fine fish, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And Jim Bob's having no luck selling them.
Yeah. Did you find the bee story with Jim Bob and the fish just a little bit on the weak side?
I thought it was quite weak myself, but like I said, the way that Elizabeth's been so troublesome, and I know how my youngest sister Liz was, so.
Well,
we'll talk about that when we get to it, though.
Yeah, she's not even acting like Elizabeth here, though, because remember when Jim Bob says, "Hey, you shouldn't have your school clothes on." Mama would be not too happy if you get that, your dress muddy or whatever. And Elizabeth is like, I don't fucking care. She just ignores him completely, right? It's pretty funny, I thought. So yeah, that was kind of a funny part of the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure when he had a chance that Jim Bob would pull her braids in the back.
Yeah. Matt Arnold says, don't worry about mod stats. It's okay. We'll get it here in a bit here. PvP, do you want to read this one?
Yeah, Lemon Pie said when PvP groans and says, "Oh boy, it is a good eggnog joke." Yeah, well, that was a good one, I gotta say, Lemon.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Though it's eggnog season's kind of gone now for another year, which is fine because I didn't drink as much eggnog this year because just trying to not to have as many calories over Christmas this year. So,
hey, eggnog season is never gone or here. It's there precisely what it means to.
Gorilla.
Yeah, today.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
When you have done your Walton series, have you contemplated or thought anything about doing Sanford and Son?
I didn't really have even thought of that. We still got 5 seasons to go.
Yeah, we got a lot of years of Waltons ahead of us still.
Okay.
Suzanne, so.
Yeah,
they've even got pre-war years we haven't even reached yet.
The thing is, I remember though, I can't remember whose stream it was, but they said comedies are harder to do than dramas because was it you, Gorilla? Yeah, because it's kind of like breaking apart a comedy episode kind of takes away a lot from it because the thing with comedy is it's all about the timing of the jokes, right?
Yeah. Well, the problem with reviewing jokes, unless you want to just be like, yeah, I like this joke or I didn't like this joke. The problem with this, when I'm watching this, I'm in analyzing mode, and then when you try to analyze the jokes, all of a sudden you realize, oh, this joke doesn't make sense, and it ruins the joke there. Instead of sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying the joke, we're trying to analyze the joke.
I think comedy would be more of a challenge because, like, the Waltons is pretty easy to analyze these because, basically there's always a theme in the storyline. There's the A plot, often there's the B plot, and both of them have like a running theme throughout the episode, so it's pretty easy to analyze the Waltons.
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
The half-hour format itself really doesn't lend to a review. I think more of a watch party.
Well, half an hour doesn't like change like the review part. It just shortens the reviews, but it's just trying to analyze the joke there. And all of a sudden, I think it takes away the magic of the joke.
Yeah,
But-
I think I agree with that, Gorilla. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean,
Yeah.
back in the day in the 70s, you realize this, some of these episodes average what, between 45 and 50 minutes long, but the rest of it's all ads. So you had to sit through all these ads just to get the gist of the story. And when you had those moments where it turns to black and you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? We have no idea. If they were in the middle of some kind of, were they in a cliffhanger? Were they doing some other thing? And then it would come back and you were like, okay. So, confusing as hell for most people back then. Yeah.
All right. So we got her. She's making a pond and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And Jim Bob's trying to fish it off. Blah, blah, blah. And then we switch to this here.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
This is
So
this is a good scene.
Yeah.
When
So you got
Grandma
a
got
Yankee-
all snotty with him.
So you have a Yankee in King Walton's court, right?
Wait, actually, I'll start from the beginning of the dinner scene.
Yeah, because Grandma gets a couple of good one-liners in here, I think, doesn't she?
Damn it up.
Well, there goes the school dress.
Yeah. How'd you get your
Well.
school dress all dirty?
Last time I sat around a table like this, I was no bigger than Jim Bob there.
Well, Jim Bob's a
Woohoo.
big businessman now.
Yeah, only it's a fishy business.
That's got to be a fishy business.
Fishy business. That was a good one.
Look at Grandma's stern face, man. If she was Superwoman, she would be flashing red right into Porterson's.
Yeah. How dare you let this heretic sit at my damn table here? I haven't seen that since we let that movie star who smoked those devil sticks come into our house.
Yeah,
Oh, that was season 1, wasn't it? Germ?
I think so. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wasn't here for season 1. I missed that. So
I think
I missed it
PvP
too.
I have no recollection.
I think this one's directed at you, PvP.
Lemon Pie said, eggnog season isn't out there, it's in our hearts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lemon. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Besides, January is discount eggnog season. Okay. It's probably pretty much left the stores by this point.
Oh no,
Usually
you might be able to go get 8 more liters.
No, usually they get the last shipment in around, right around the end of December, and it's pretty much going to be expiring, within the first week to 10 days of January. So they're probably
we're still within 10 days of January.
Yeah, well,
You
I haven't
can
noticed.
still
But
buy
they
it.
don't exist as much after
haven't seen it.
December 31st. It's kind of like
It gets harder and harder to find it because they put it on
It
clearance,
does.
right? I remember one year in January, Walmart put the cartons on for like 50 cents or some ridiculous price, which I did buy some at that price. But
Yeah, you went and bought 50 liters, right?
no, I think I maybe bought 4 or 5. I don't know.
And also, this was also directed at you, PvP. You're popular tonight.
Wow, thanks, Lemon. Congrats on your positive medical news or lack of bad news, PvP. Thanks, Lemon. Yeah, it was a relief, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
Yeah, it was a little scary, but my doctor, she was really, she's really good talking to her today, and yeah, it seems like everything's okay at the present time, even though she has ordered some blood tests and stuff. So I got to make schedule an appointment over at the local clinic to get some blood taken out one of these days. So yeah.
Yeah, well, we had to watch it ourselves because Suzanne and I think the total amount we consumed of eggnog this year was a total of 2 pints, I think. And because of our diabetes, that's a lot of, there's a lot of sugar in eggnog. So you have to be careful with that.
That's
And
the problem. Yeah. The problem is the calories. I always try and buy we have the regular and we have the light eggnog. I generally try and get the light eggnog, even though I had a hard time finding it this year. So I got a few 2 liters of the regular, but I just wasn't in the mood for eggnog this year, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jethro decided to join my lap. He about went for a freaking wild ride here. But if I didn't if I didn't catch a pair of eyeballs in there when I went to go start the dryer up, you might have gone for a wild ride.
Poor Jethro.
Oh, that could have been a really ugly scene when you open the dryer there.
I can only imagine him.
I hate to think not only the condition of your cat, but the condition of your clothes might not have been a pretty sight.
Yeah, that lint trap is going to be irrecoverable.
It's kind of funny when Gorilla takes the clothes out of the dryer. There's more cat hair on them than when he put them in the dryer.
Oh, I guarantee you, he would. I don't know which one. What thing he would have been more upset about: the ride in the dryer or the thermometer up the ass?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's already plotting against you. You don't need to add to the reasons he's looking to take you out at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough of a tangent, though.
Okay. Yeah, we got.
But if you see,
This episode is going to take 6
Jethro,
hours.
yeah, but I'm going to say, Gorilla, one thing: if you see Jethro on top of you and he's got his front claw to your neck, pray.
He has no claws.
God.
He has no claws.
Oh, you declawed him, did you?
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
What if he has them around your neck then?
I was going to say there's a worse area he could have his claws near than your neck, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this line from Grandma. We kind of missed it here. Well, at least it's an odd adventure.
Not nearly as fishy as some I could name.
Oh, did you just see that smirk he gives her? Like, you know, he's a scumbag. Yeah, that's right. I know I'm a scumbag.
Did she like verbally just like whip him like upside the head?
Basically.
No, she gave a moody fuck you to him.
Well, basically, she said, "How old's Jim Bob? Like 14 or something now?" Like,
No. He has to be like 10.
10?
He's like 10, 11.
Well, she basically
Ben is like 14.
Okay, she basically just told him that a 10-year-old selling fish has a more honorable profession than he does.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a pretty good insult. That's a pretty good insult, I thought.
Yeah.
Doesn't phase him in the least. Scumbags usually know they're scumbags and they're completely okay with it.
Yeah, even Lemon responded to you there, Gorilla.
Oh, look! I just went live.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah, and Skirby, you're saying hi to all of us here, and to everybody on the panel. On the plus side, he would meow to let you know your clothes are dry.
Oh man. I mean that would have probably been fatal, right? If he was in the dryer for like an hour.
Well, yeah, an hour. They're just the clunking around would have been fatal.
Well, the clunking around would have kicked.
It depends how many clothes he got in there.
It would have kicked his 9 lives out of him, and then of course you got all the extreme heat on top of that. So.
Oh man. I don't even want to think about it. I'm glad he's okay.
Well, good thing I just happened to catch an eyeball.
Well, just make sure you close the dryer door from now on so the cat can't
Yeah,
hop
right.
in there.
Close it, but make sure he's not inside.
I got lazy.
We don't know. Is the cat depressed? Maybe he climbed in there for a purpose.
Okay, girl. Don't. If you got a microwave, don't leave that open.
What, BB, what, you don't want me making Kung Pao Kitty?
Oh. Oh man.
All right.
Let's set that one up.
Oh, you peanut killer.
Oh man.
All right.
Anyhow, back to the episode.
Oh, did you see Olivia? She was about to say something, and she's like, John's giving her a look like, just stay out of it. Just stay out of it.
He's doing it like Larry. He's doing it like Larry. Like, shut up, Olivia. Shut up, Olivia.
He's doing that. He's doing one of those great Ralph Waite looks again.
Well, he acts with his eyes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Oh,
He's a
yeah.
master.
Oh, yes, he
He's
gives
a
you sharp
master.
eyes. And, yeah.
He's a
Guilt trip.
master
maybe
of conveying emotion through expression.
Well, maybe a
Yeah.
masturbator, but.
Oh boy.
God.
All right.
Oh, did you see that nod he gave? He just gave her like the quick nod. Now Olivia's like, "Yeah, everybody get out of here. Let's have dessert. Let's have it outside."
And that's like
Watermelon for
watermelon
dessert, let's have it
outside.
outside.
Get away from the table so you can't argue with each other.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Walton,
that you know. Yeah, just so you
if
don't
you're-
climb over the table and wring his neck. He's still holding it.
No, that wouldn't be the good Christian thing to do, though.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
Grandma wouldn't do that.
yeah, I
here we
know.
She'll just attack him verbally.
yeah. Here we go.
referring to my business here, you're certainly entitled to your own opinion.
Well, it seems to me the WPA is just a giveaway program for people that don't want to work.
That's a fair
Tell
statement.
me like it is, Grandma. Tell me how you really feel.
We got someone else.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Doing good.
Here, Jim.
Yeah.
How's
How
the
you
snow?
doing,
It's snowing over here.
You got lots of snow to plow out there?
Yeah.
Now it's coming. We're supposed to get probably 3 to 5, but they changed it to 1 to 3.
Oh well, there's still something
So-
to plow, I guess.
Yeah. So how's Gorilla, Jern, Mikey, PvP, and Suzanne?
Suzanne.
What's up?
Hi, Jim. Hello, Jim.
All right.
Oh, doing okay. It was one of those days. I mean, it wasn't. There were some not so great things, but then I got quite a bit done. So overall, it was an okay day.
Yeah. Hey, Groovy here says don't drink and launder.
Yeah, right.
And here's a guy whose name I can't pronounce. But he says hello to
Isekai.
Gorilla.
It's Isekai series, Dan. That's how you pronounce it, Gorilla. Isekai.
I'll call Mickey. I'm
Okay.
kidding. Sit there. Calm down. Jim sure does love his Bower?
Blower.
Blower?
Yeah. Snow blower.
I think he was trying to say blower, but he says sure does love has Bauer.
I don't use a snow blower. I use a shovel. A real person uses a shovel.
Oh,
Doesn't
Sad
that,
fucker.
doesn't that take a while? Well, geez.
you should have a plow stuck to the front of your truck or to the front of one of those lawnmowers or something.
Yeah, I got a plow on front of my a truck and everything, but I have a 28-inch shovel that I do the sidewalks with.
Yeah. I got a shovel too, and it has absolutely nothing to do with me being a cheap ass and not going out and buying a snowblower.
Yeah. I got blowers in that, but by the time I take it out, I could have the damn sidewalks done.
Yeah.
By the time you take it out and put the battery in it and make sure it's charged and all that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe go with the acetylene option. Nice flamethrower. Give a nice char look to the sidewalks.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people love that.
I bet the clients.
Hey, it's not illegal. It is not illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
as long as you don't aim it towards the house.
It may be highly frowned upon, but it's not illegal.
Boy,
Yeah, burning down
I
the
hate my
client's
neighbor.
house could create problems.
Yeah, acetylene torch. I hate my neighbors.
just a little bit.
We didn't say anything about burning down the house. We said we're in a funner way to snowplow. But
Say burning down the house. You're supposed to sing it like Talking Heads go, burning down the house.
yeah. So basically, the guy's looking at. He said they want to take him up to the what was it? The
Cemetery.
Yeah, the cemetery.
What kind of historical spots you going to show him, John boy?
Well, I thought tomorrow we might take a walk down to the cemetery and the old bridge, the schoolhouse.
I'll take a look at your land.
Yeah, but I don't think we've heard him mention the old bridge yet before.
I didn't even know that a cemetery could be a landmark until you
Yeah,
had
we got some
Arlington
history
National
people around here.
Cemetery.
Well, we got Loon Lake Cemetery. That's a landmark here that has the history of the early settlers to the area.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
if it's got
Same here.
historical significance, I mean, of course it could be.
Well, it's all the
national.
early settlers of the 1800s. There's a lot of babies born out or buried
Well, it's
out
like-
there.
It's like when
Well,
I went to Arlington and They got all the war dead buried there, and then of course, I went and saw the JFK Memorial, which was quite impressive, I gotta say. And then the weird thing is, you walk about 100 feet down the path away from there, and that's where Robert Kennedy's buried, and it's just a little wooden cross. Like, it's so simple, you wouldn't even notice it, if you didn't have it in the guidebook, right? It was quite a contrast between the two brothers' final resting places.
Well, I'm pretty sure JFK, they didn't ask him how he wanted his tombstone.
No, I don't think he had time to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or much about anything else after that day.
Well, I don't think he was thinking.
We're going dark humor here. We're going dark humor here.
All right. So this guy is more interested in the people and all that. So John Boy's going to go make. Let's just play the scene.
Well, that's the thing. At this point,
In fact,
John Boy.
if you like, there's a couple
Oh, go ahead. Go play it.
of real interesting old ladies you ought to meet.
I wouldn't poke my nose in too many closets. Skeletons might come falling out.
And that's exactly what that guy's looking for.
Yep.
That is exactly.
Yeah, he's basically the paparazzi.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. John Boy still thinks he wants to actually write a guidebook, as in, go see this site, go see the cemetery, go to see the historic monument, blah, blah, blah. But he has no interest in actually doing that. He just wants to dig up the local historical dirt, is what he's interested in.
Yeah, he's one of those. What do they call them today? The Snoopy
Paparazzi.
reporters.
He'd be
Not paparazzi. The other kind. The ones that.
He'd be writing for the National Enquirer, is what he'd be doing.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Well, everybody knows the National Enquirer is full of shit because I'm still waiting for Hillary Clinton to be dead. They probably she's going to be dead in 6 months in 2016.
Yeah, there's some amazingly hilarious headlines on that rag. That's for sure.
Porter Sims would be perfect for a tabloid newspaper or for TMZ.
Yeah.
Tabloid, that's the word you were looking for.
Tabloids. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jeremy, I thought you were going to have something to say on that one.
I thought so.
He is a perfect example of yellow journalism.
That's it.
Yellow. There we go. I knew you were going to pull that out of somewhere there.
The Hillary thing, I could, but it's all been said before, and I don't want to accidentally find myself have committed suicide with 7 gunshots in the back.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to end up what was it? Tied to a tree with an extension cord with a shotgun 10 feet away when he committed suicide. With two bird shots to you.
Yeah. But now might be a good time. Everyone's focusing on old Bill, who's near the end himself and really screwing around.
Yeah.
He wants to get that last bit of debauchery in before he goes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all know what happens to Will Gare later on, so if he can get in some bow chicka wow wow with Grandma before he's gone.
Okay, that came out of left field.
Well, you realize we're 12 minutes into this episode.
Right,
we're a lot further along than we normally are, PvP.
Oh my God! I predict it's going to go 3.5 hours.
Oh no, it's not.
Walton sisters.
No, we have exactly 70 minutes.
All right, let's get her done.
A couple of old sisters live down the way in a big, beautiful mansion.
No, I think a far better idea would be for me to take you farther up the mountain, the site of our old homestead before it burned down.
Yeah, I didn't know that their old homestead actually burned down there. I think that's the first time that they mentioned that part.
They've said that a lot.
Oh, did they? I'm just not remembering it.
Did they say it a lot, Germ, during like the first 2 seasons, like here and there?
Yeah, whenever they went up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remember that the place it fell apart. I didn't know it burned down.
No, they meant. Yeah, that's what Germ said. They mentioned it.
I'm just extremely relieved that Grandpa didn't want to take him up to see the Red Cedar.
Yeah, how about that red oak?
Or the red oak, I
All right.
meant. The red oak. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wrong.
All right.
Wrong tree species. Sorry.
No. The red cedar is John and Olivia's tree.
Well, just don't get splinters.
Without help
the
from
red oak
anyone,
is the
Mr.
initial
Oh,
is the
did you-
initial play, and then afterwards,
Yeah.
the red
Yeah, did you catch that from
relaxing.
Grandma here? Did you guys catch this from Grandma?
Their idea would be for me to take you up farther up the mountain, the site of our old homestead before it burned down.
The one your father built. Without help from anyone, Mr. Sims.
Yeah.
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 The good old
I
days
think-
before the
I think
government
Grandma-
invented something like a permit.
Yeah. I think in that point she verbally kicked Grandpa in the pants and said, "Shut up."
No. She's telling Mr. Simmons to fuck off here. So.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah, you're right.
Why these Baldwin sisters you mentioned? A couple of old ladies come from a real old Virginia family.
No, all the way up the side of the mountain there are trailing arbutus, and up above it the white dogwood. And I can show you where the white-tailed deer come down at moonlight.
Or I can show you the red oak that me and Esther here are fond
Yeah,
of.
that's great.
But-
That was our favorite camping ground. Get it? Camping?
Yeah. No, but
Well,
anyhow,
don't forget, Gear actually did swing that way, so
So
It's
when you say camping, you mean that's the place where Grandpa puts his pole up.
but I love
Okay,
this
that
scene.
wasn't my best. That wasn't my best.
Oh, man, that was still good though, man. That's
Hey.
still good.
I will say I love the scene how John Boy is talking about the Walton sisters and Grandpa keeps interjecting, go, no, let's go introduce you to this family. We'll show you this here. Trying to keep this guy away from the Baldwin sisters because you always get the feeling he knew something that they didn't know.
Exactly, and we find
Yeah,
out later
but Gorilla,
why he was doing that.
Yeah, but Gorilla, did you also notice the way he said Baldwin? It's almost like he's saying like balls to the wall. So he really pronounced their last name in the ballpark. At the ballpark.
Mr. Walton, but
about
the sisters. Anyway, their
Oh,
daddy
my.
was a judge, Judge Baldwin.
John Boy, be far too busy to conduct you personally. Far better idea if I were to be the leader in these expeditions.
Oh, we got work to do around here.
This place don't run itself, Zeb.
This is Old Dominion stuff for us old folks.
Old Dominion stuff. Huh?
Please. Old Dominion. Okay.
Yeah. So I think Grandpa and Grandma are the only ones that actually knows what's going on here. Everybody else doesn't know.
Well, they're
I don't think
old.
Grandma.
They're old and they're wise, and they've seen his type before.
Yep.
Yeah, they can see right through him.
Yep, exactly.
That's true, Suzanne. That's very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I don't
He's
think Grandma
basically
knows about it.
He's basically a greasy grifter.
Yeah,
Yes.
Grandpa knows about it because he was close with the judge.
Well, that's
the
when
only
we
reason he
find
knows
out.
Well,
about
that's it. Was he
That's
close
what
with
we
the
find
judge
out
or
later,
close
yeah.
with the recipe? Was he close with the judge or close with the recipe?
I would
Yes.
probably assume both.
I would assume both too.
You don't get close to the judge without getting very well acquainted with the recipe as well.
Yeah.
Well,
The only
you know
one
they
that's
could have
not
thrown
doing
in
it is Grandma.
yeah, you know they could have thrown in something from Laughing and go, here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
No.
Suzanne, what do you want?
I said the only one that sees through this fool is Grandma.
Yeah.
Well, Grandpa sees it too. He knows that he's gonna exploit the secrets of the Baldwin sisters there, and he knows what the secret is.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he
knows.
does, and he's trying his best to protect the sisters at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. My God, what have I done? Jim can as well use his phaser to melt the snow, but then again, he needs to find a charge for it. Charger. Yeah. And Mike, you want to read this one?
Yeah, Sir Lemons is a tabloid. Yes, thank you, Lemon. Yeah, he'd be like the early form of a tabloid reporter back then.
He says, "Damn it, I can't spell Retha. Damn."
Retha, damn, that's pretty good.
I'm not touching that one.
Hope not.
Oh,
I
boy.
do have a charger in my truck, by the way.
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
think
he's got
I
a
think
charger.
I think a melting snow setting on the phaser could be quite useful in Canada, though.
It could.
Yeah, it would be.
All right. So
This is Bremer's at noon. right during our lunch hour.
Zeb, I would think twice before I got mixed up in this.
Oh boy.
And here we go. Roll credits. Roll credits.
Yeah, like CinemaSins. Roll credits right there.
Yeah, so here they'll explain what a boondoggle is.
What's a boondoggle?
I'll tell you about that.
Says
A
Elizabeth.
boondoggle is when your daddy gives you 5 cents to do an hour's work cleaning up the hen house, and you only work 20 minutes.
You mean like the time Ben rewrote that old book report of John Boy's and turned it in without reading the book?
If I'm mom, I'm smacking you upside the head right now, you dumbass.
I assume they all know about that, or else probably Ma would have smacked him.
No, they already know about it because Ben told his mom first, and she said, "You have to talk to John Boy about that."
Yeah.
Aaron gets a headache.
John Boy probably give him a lecture on
So how about
plagiarism.
when you borrow my sweater without asking me?
Boondoggle, boondoggle,
boondoggle,
boondoggle.
God, Elizabeth, stop.
There we go.
Oh, God.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, so they tell them dinner. They got to get going. So here they go, the Baldwin sisters and
History in every brick.
John Boy?
Oh, we bet. Yes, thank you.
Wait,
So,
he's allowed to drink?
Yeah,
well, this is the
prohibition is over.
1930s. Yeah, well, this is the 1930s. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like the Baldwins advertised with a big neon sign, outside. Buy booze here. Buy booze here.
Well, it's not like John Boy's with the Reverend, and the Reverend gets completely hammered on his first sermon.
PvP.
Or was that Grandpa? Or was that Grandpa?
No, that was the Reverend.
I mean, John Boy's
No, but was it John Boy or Grandpa that got the Reverend drunk?
Oh God,
A little bit of both.
I think a little bit of both. Yeah, I think it was both.
You could say John Boy got both of them drunk.
But John Boy's at college now, so he's probably legal to have a drink anyway, isn't he? Like
he's 19.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. I was thinking PvP. I was thinking of a title for their mansion, calling it the Baldwin's Moonshine Mansion.
No, I don't know. They're pretty classy,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they think of it as moonshine.
Yeah.
They don't sell it. They just
that's why they call it the recipe.
away.
They give it away, and somehow they manage everything that they ever need. It magically appears, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
everyone helps them out.
It's amazing these two old girls just keep cranking this. They must have a big still somewhere in the house, right?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. How do you think they avoid the federal government?
The feds don't care about it anymore. This is 1935. They've been clear for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Best of your venture, Mr. Sims.
Thank you. Here.
Drink.
I love his reaction when he tastes that. It's like, good shit.
That's good shit right there, boy. Man, I could be drinking this all
That's some
day
good
long.
shit, man.
Right at this point, I knew that his motives were going to go right sideways. And it's like, okay, I'll write something, but damn, this hooch is so good. I'm going to be drinking a lot of this shit.
Almost like eggnog, huh?
Even better, I'm thinking the way his facial expression was there.
Hey, all you have to do is throw in a little of that hooch into eggnog, and there you go.
Oh my
You
God.
got some fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't give him any ideas.
Don't
Too
tell
late.
me
Too
that.
late. Too late.
All right.
Don't tell me that.
Won't you sit down?
I love how John Boy coughs when he takes a swig. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a big recipe man.
Yeah.
And our good fortune to
I don't
know
think
only
he's
the finest
actually
gentlemen.
tried the recipe
There
before.
was once a young
I
university.
can't remember if there
You're
might have been a previous episode when he had a sip, but don't really matter.
Oh, we see John Boy drink the recipe before.
Has he had it before? Okay.
Oh yeah, he's even had it in front of Olivia.
Oh,
That didn't go over too well, but
wow. I can understand that.
Let's see if I can take a look at it.
all right. So
appreciation of the recipe merely confirms our first impression. His name was Ashley. How do you like Walton's Mountain, Mr. Sims?
She's trying to go on the Ashley Longworth stuff again.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing that keeps her going in her old age.
Well, that's just because she's a class 5 clinger.
Well, I mean, he was the love of her life, I guess, and she never got the love of her life to stay there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hard to
class
stick
five.
around when the
Class-
judge puts you in a hole in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. Now, wait a second, Gorilla. Would this make both the Baldwin sisters, since they're older, wouldn't that make them early cougars for Porter?
No, I never thought of it going in that direction, to be honest.
No, they'd be called sugar mamas.
Uh-huh. Sugar mamas, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
You know, the whole thing with how trusting they are here in this scene, though, like they just met the guy, they give him a drink, and he's obviously a great man because he, sips the recipe and enjoys it. It's like they're just such a couple of, what's the word, pixelated ladies. Like they're not quite all there, and we've always known that. I think about the Baldwins, right?
Hey, they trust anybody who likes the recipe.
That's the problem. Like they're so open to welcoming people into the home for a sip of the recipe. It's like they have no defense. Let's put it that way. They have no defensive screens against this strange guy who obviously has different motives than to be sipping the recipe. Well, he does that too, but
yeah. So anyhow, yeah, they're just they kind of go back and forth. They're trying to talk about it, blah blah blah. Yeah. So they give him. So here they pull out Papa's portmantua or whatever the hell. I don't know what a portmantua is. That yeah.
It's like, I guess, basically it looks like a file folder of some sort. A large file system of some sort with all his earthly documents.
Well, that's not large, but it has a substantial amount of papers.
Well, it's probably got more. I mean, I'm thinking this is like important documents too. It's not like the bill for like $5 worth of bread or something. It's like this is like important stuff, right? So that's pretty thick. I don't think I've got. Well, I might have, but I don't think I've got documents that important that would be like half a foot thick, like this thing is. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, here's where the actual real episode starts. Actually, when I think about it.
Yeah, with the permission of both of them, they said they read some of the papers, but not all of them. So they're gonna let him take care of him as long as he takes care of him. Blah blah blah. He's get to class, but he's gonna go back. He promises me grandpa. Blah blah blah. So here, Jim Bob starts fishing again, and he's keeping track. He's keeping track how many fish he has, and he's throwing them in to Elizabeth's pond. They're to keep them fresh.
You know, the amazing thing I thought about that scene was there's actually a live fish on a hook, right? When he's taking the hook out of this fish is alive. It's wriggling around. You can see it's not like a fake fish or something. And I'm like, wow, like, would they even allow a scene like that in a TV episode anymore? Because you know how sensitive people are nowadays. If you had a fish on a hook wriggling around in an episode, some people would just, they'd be writing letters to the network or something, right?
Yeah, they really don't like featuring animals in any way, shape, or form now.
I'm surprised they did. I'm surprised they did, German, this one, like,
Oh, it was the 70s. No one really considered fish alive.
Yeah, well, I just brought it up because I found it kind of, a bit surprising that they'd actually show a live fish with Jim Bob taking the hook out of the mouth. But, I mean, I don't have a problem with it personally, but I just thought, wow, back in the good old days when TV could be TV, with basically very little limits to a lot of it. So, yeah. Now, PETA would probably go nuts if you put that scene in a modern show.
All right. So then here, Elizabeth asks, "Mom, does that hook hurt?"
Sure the hell does.
Just what I said. They're Elizabeth used to future PETA lady. I'm guessing.
Well, here, I've never heard a fish complain about a hook in its mouth.
Not yet.
Yeah, so anyhow, he's keeping track, blah, 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 blah. Here, they're just drinking out of the old garden hose.
I used to do that when I was a kid.
Oh,
I guess
still
the water
do.
was. Yeah, I guess the water was still safe back then.
Oh, the water.
yeah, it's going directly to either the river or the well.
Our water's great here.
I bet you it's underground.
Yeah.
Water. I bet.
Artesian.
You think it's like well water or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's distinctively groundwater.
Grandpa's sure thirsty. I thought in this scene, it's like, wow, the old guy's really sucking out of that hose for all he's worth,
Well, he doesn't want to answer the questions there.
Come out.
He's thirsty.
Wasn't any to her. Why not?
Very thirsty.
Brim's never showed up. Watch it, Bob.
I sat around flossy brimmers all during my lunch
Oh,
hour,
and
and he
he's-
never came around.
He's pissed
Well, I
off.
can understand that. When I left him at the Baldwin sisters, he said he was planning to meet you.
You went ahead and took him over to the Baldwin sisters.
Grandpa told Grandpa he was going to do that.
Now,
And
yeah,
now Grandpa's pissed off.
Now the truth comes out.
Grandpa kept telling him, though,
there,
don't do it, don't do it. He thought maybe John Boy would listen to him, but obviously he didn't. So,
Yeah.
Around asking questions.
Grandpa, I told you I was going to take him over to the Baldwin sisters. He's a reporter. He's doing his job.
Well, there's a difference between writing a guidebook on the state of Virginia and snooping around into people's personal lives like he did in the Scopes trial.
I don't understand why you're so suspicious of the man. What, are you afraid he's going to write an expose on the recipe or something?
No, I'm
See, John. Yeah, see,
That-
Jeremy, didn't you say that you thought this was going to be a bootlegging episode?
I was sort of hoping.
bootlegging?
actually, I think that previous line by Grandpa was probably one of the key lines in the entire episode because
Right there,
Grandpa
yeah.
knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
He knows this ain't about writing a guidebook.
I'm not talking about the recipe. In any old house around here, there's a lot of history, and most of it shouldn't see the light of day.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Porter Sim.
Yeah, now what do you think of that? That there's a lot of history of the houses, but a lot of it shouldn't see the light of day.
Well, I think if history is important in a broad sense to the nation, or just to record important events, then I don't see a problem with having that history written down. When history becomes personal history within families, then I kind of have to side with Grandpa. I really don't think, because a lot of families have skeletons in the closet, right? There's a lot of things that people aren't proud of that, maybe they regret, maybe they know were wrong when those events occurred, but it's not like they want to go out in the street and shout about it and broadcast it in public, right? So I think it depends on the context of what kind of history you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my opinion. Anybody else, please? Other
And-
people?
We'll get to it, but the reporter ends up going off a little bit half-cocked.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have what you'd really call evidence of any wrongdoing.
That's
Yeah,
the
but-
interesting part.
Suggestion,
Yeah.
but he doesn't really have anything.
Yeah. That's one of the things I liked about the episode. How there was a process slowly to uncover what happened or what actually did not happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because even Porter, here's the thing I'm questioning is because he's saying here that he's a man with great integrity. He's barely known this guy. He really has no idea. I think John Boy, I wouldn't say he's ignorant, but I would say that has really no idea of what his, Porter Sim's true intentions are, or what he hopes to uncover. I don't think he knows that.
I think John Boy is basically engaging in hero worship. He knows this man only by reputation, right?
Right.
Only by reputation, what he's read about him, what he's heard about him with the Scopes trial. he actually has no knowledge of the actual person. So
Right.
he's totally going by this writer's reputation. And since he is an aspiring writer himself, of course, he's going to put somebody that he considers to be a significant writer, at least, up on a pedestal. And I think that's exactly what John Boy is doing at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. That makes sense.
I don't think he's ignorant. I just think he's blinded by hero worship.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Blinded.
He's
Yeah.
a naive little kid. That's what you're going to get
He's
with
a naive
20-year-old.
19-year-old young man. Yes, we all agreed on.
Yeah, he's got a lot of growing up to do still.
A lot more. Yeah.
Yes.
Sims is a man with a great deal of integrity. And I'm going to find out what's going on.
Yeah, there you go, John Boy. Let him go find out. I'm gonna go find out the truth. And the
Oh,
truth
apparently,
shall
Mike,
set
you
you
put
free.
a bunch of stuff in the chat, so I'm gonna make him read his own chat.
Oh no.
Okay, so for your information. Oh yes. No. Okay, so for your information, we did lose Helen Klebe and Mary Jackson, both in 2003 and 2005. Those were the Baldwin sisters, and you dogs can go have fun too. Good careers for both ladies. They did also mention earlier, I was trying to mention it, portmanteau, which is a large trunk or suitcase typically made of stiff leather and opening into two equal parts. So they mentioned it earlier.
It's kind of like a briefcase, I'm guessing, right? Kind of.
It's more of okay. Have you ever noticed PvP, those type of suitcases? You open up and one side has like a suit in it or has like some nice clothing, and then the other side has like your socks or accessories. It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
It's got like
that sounds about right. Yeah.
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 So anyhow, yeah. So Jim Bob's coming to sell her fish and all that. He he explains that he's keeping it in a pond to keep it fresh, and she'll take 3 or 4 or something like that. You know, blah blah blah. And she gives him a down payment apparently. Then John Boy comes and asks about him. Blah blah blah. It turns out Miss Baby and Miss Emily gave him the guest room here.
Move into their guest room.
It seemed only fitting, since Papa will undoubtedly emerge as the central historical figure in Mr. Sims' book.
Yeah. So yeah. Blah blah.
Oops.
Remember where she put Mr. Caruso's records.
Would you care to join us for supper, John?
Yeah. So they're gonna get fish from Jim Bob and that blah blah blah. And they're talking. So they rush him out. And all his inventory spoke. Oh, here we go.
My inventory's spoken for. Oh, that's real good, Jim Bob.
Yeah, you know somebody was even paying attention. Even John gave one of those notable like what would you call it, generic answers.
Yeah. You know, and here's the bad news. When she mentions, did you sell Gilbert? Oh no.
And he told her not to name him. Blah blah blah. And so they're you talk about the people who sold to blah blah blah. Filler.
Me up. Well, I can't say as I blame him.
Jim Bob, go tell the children to wash up for supper.
Truth is, son, not many of us know this Porter Sims very well.
I know him and I trust him.
It's a good impression, all right.
The balls or sweet, innocent ladies should be left to their sitting, sipping, and rocking.
Yeah, Grandpa's pissed, especially since he got stood up.
We just don't want to see him hurt, John Boy.
I just don't understand why everybody's looking for trouble, that's all.
Because a man who will
Because
live
you're
off the
dealing with a
government wouldn't have
reporter,
any
and a
objections to
reporter
living
is
off
trouble.
maiden ladies.
Okay, look,
Yeah. And Grandma, she's so obsessed with him working for the WPA.
Yeah. Well, ever since she heard that, it's almost like she doesn't want to listen to reason. And even here where John says, I'll take responsibility for whatever happens, all right, Grandma? So shut your mouth. I would love to see. I would love to see John Boy tell her to shut her mouth, because I would love to see who takes John Boy over his knee first. Grandpa John would be Grandpa, Daddy, or Grandma, or maybe Hey,
even
they were
Olivia.
just Grandma, they would just created
But Zed would step in and take the hit for him because he's that desperate for contact with his wife.
Yeah. See,
And
there we
he's sort of
there we
like
go,
that sort of
Gorilla. We
stuff.
just created a scenario for future reference. Oh, shut up, Grandpa.
Grandma, I'll take the responsibility for whatever happens, all right? Okay? I'll just be responsible
He's
for whatever
literally
happens.
screaming at her like,
Don't
shut
worry
up.
what I said before about the
Shut
family.
up,
It's just that
Grandpa.
when they-
Shut up, Grandpa.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, we can't understand what Grandpa says, and he's just saying he's taking responsibility.
Perfectly well that they should not be at that house.
And there's your
Yeah, they're basically
flag.
talking at each other at the end there. It's hard to
The black
understand what either of
screen.
them are saying.
There we go. I like the black screen.
And then
what's wrong with-
some boys
Well,
got all his
oh,
famous
sure, it has to be black,
That's
Mikey.
good
You
grab.
can't- what do you think about white screens? There, you only like the black screens.
You know, Mikey. To be politically correct now, you're supposed to call it a screen of color.
Yeah,
a screen of color. I might as well call it an African American matte painting. Okay.
Oh, I think I triggered Gorilla.
Oh, there goes our stream there for tonight.
Oh, there goes Marco. This is just gonna go.
Oh, did I win?
Are
the
we
Eclipse
still
Award?
live? Are we still alive?
Oh,
Good
man.
night. You have a good night there, Matt.
Good night,
Good
Matt.
night, Matt. Yeah.
Oh, geez. No,
Night, Matt. Take care.
That was such a good setup. I just couldn't resist.
Oh, I was trying to walk Mikey into something there, but that worked out better.
Sometimes I think in a previous life I must have been a stand-up comic or something. I don't know.
I was starting to get Mikey walked into something, but that worked out better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So anyway, how John Boy's talking about he had to look up xenophobia because the guy called him a bunch of xenophobia because they don't like new people coming to the area. So he used some Democratic rhetoric there and called him a xenophobe. So they're
Breakfast.
yeah.
Well, good morning.
Morning, John.
Oh, this is this is the crux of the episode.
Oh, Mr. Sims.
Oh, like a baby.
Oh, he slept like a baby. So that mean he was up every hour wanting a titty in his mouth? Yeah.
The mountain air.
And
Oh,
the recipe.
come on. He wanted the kook. He wanted one of the Cougar Baldwin sisters.
Possibly Miss Emily.
Well, each to their own. There.
Yeah, well, there you go. He could have
Personally,
one, and let the other one
Hey,
play
John,
later.
I've
It
been
seems
going
like
over
his
Judge
major
Baldwin's.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
interest
All right.
in the dirt.
All right. So I wanted to play the scene here because we get to find out what
Yep.
is.
Okay.
Papers here. This house has more interesting history than I first realized.
Told you.
Sister, do you hear?
Here's one here that shows that during the war between the states, this house sheltered
General
President
Lee.
Davis.
Union soldiers.
And they're like, what?
Wow.
You notice
Well,
that they've
kind of-
always called it the war between the states here. When did they start calling it the Civil War?
I think about this. Well, in the north, a lot sooner. They still call it the war between the states. Down south, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's
Well, I
the one thing
know-
I noticed that.
Well, I know,
I guess it
especially in the
depends.
South. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, PBB.
I was just going to say it depends where your location is too. I mean, always in Canada we think of it as the Civil War because that's just the term we're familiar with, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know when I was living in Arizona, before Arizona became a state, it was part of New Mexico territory during the Civil War. And a lot of people down there in the Southwest, Southeast all called it the war between the states. So I know the South. So that's why I was agreeing with Resolute is what they were calling it.
Well,
then instead of Civil
was
War.
New Mexico in the war? I can't remember if it was now.
New Mexico, yeah. Well, New Mexico had a few battles there, but
was that
like I said,
considered
before it
northern
became
or southern?
It was
Southern,
a territory at the time.
they were a
Yeah,
territory. It's called
so
New
it's
Mexico
kind of-
territory.
Kind of a gray
Technically
area,
neutral.
wasn't it?
But everyone sort of leaned their own way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured it wasn't particularly identified as either side. Okay.
Well, like I said, when I went to the real quickly, when I went to the Civil War reenactment of Pacacha Peak, that battle is considered the furthest west of the Mississippi, and it was just fought in what was just known as New Mexico Territory, and the village of Tucson, which is now a big city, obviously. That was what the Confederates were trying for, was to take
Right.
over that village, and that was Kirby Smith, who was coming up from Texas, and the other guys that were coming from California. John Fremont's, Freedom Raiders were coming from there. The
Mm.
California Column, they called them. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
that's what that battle
interesting.
was about.
Anyway, back to the horrific news for the Baldwins.
Yeah, it went from all smiles to oh shit.
Yeah, they're the Cougar sisters. Dun, dun, dun.
See, that's fun, John. This is what I want in that guidebook. Facts that haven't been prettied up for history books.
But that's not a guidebook. A guidebook is like for
Oh,
travelers.
sister, gonna
And
have
he
a
doesn't have
About
that.
reading that local dirt.
Well, the guidebook is supposed to tell the history of an area, too. They have like the history.
Yeah, but if I'm going to have a guidebook to like Alberta, I don't need to know that somebody got murdered in a certain house because of whatever reason. Like,
well, it all depends on who was murdered, because some people enjoy like there's some people that'll go on what you call serial killer tours. Where
yeah,
they'll go
well,
visit the homes of all the
I'm
serial
sure there
killer
are.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure
well,
there
there's
are.
that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gorillas. I think you're referring to that one in Iowa, right? The Villaseka axe house where that whole
Back to
family got
show.
wiped out. Yeah.
No, they'll travel
Back to
across
show.
the country to every serial killer. But
Oh,
today you're trying to
yeah.
say something?
Yeah, back to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get going here.
We
We're-
Shut
got
up and get back to the show.
37 minutes.
Let's keep going.
This is a conjecture that
You
you
go.
arrived at from the.
No. There it is, documented right there, you see.
Papa would never have allowed such a thing.
Oh, well, if he hadn't allowed it, there wouldn't have been treason charges brought against him.
Treason charges?
Against Papa?
Mr. Sims.
Oh, well, surely, Mr. Sims, you must be mistaken.
Yeah, they can't believe it.
He is
Yeah, they
very
can't believe it.
mistaken. He literally has one page of evidence that goes nowhere. He hasn't found a conclusion to it yet, so he's entirely conjecture about the judge actually being a traitor.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
just like ABC.
I think he should have spent a day looking at all the papers before he even mentioned this to the Baldwins. I mean, it's very inconsiderate and insensitive to upset these poor elderly ladies at this point.
Just like the
But isn't
CBC.
that
It wasn't necessary for him to do this, right? He could have
Yeah.
researched for another day or two. He could have even asked John Boy to help him research, which does happen a little bit later on, right? Like,
Yeah, but wasn't that what he was looking for initially? Was something that would stand out, that would cause a lot of controversy. A lot of tabloid reporters do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how the Baldwins family legacy would be that important to anybody.
Right.
Well, the judge was an important person there. Then he's got brought up on treason charges.
Yeah.
It'd be like if, say, a certain man who, let's say, was running for no particular office that, say, half the people voting didn't like, and the judge and a person brought him up on charges, let's say 34 counts of the same thing, and they make sure it's in a district that 80% of the people don't like him. It's kind of like that,
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's like I think of something like JFK, who was worshipped in his era back then. Because I was actually a kid. I was alive when he got assassinated. I still remember watching the news that weekend about the assassination, and I watched the funeral and the whole shitteroo. Right? I think I was like 5 years old or 4 years old or whatever. But I still do. It's burned in my memory because it's probably the first historic event that actually occurred during my lifetime, and I definitely remember it. But it's just like now people are saying, "Oh, JFK was a womanizer, and he was this, and he was that," and it's like, well, yeah, maybe he was, but the man's been dead all these years. I don't care if he was a womanizer, right? I
Well,
really don't.
didn't he bring Marilyn Monroe into the White House there through
Oh,
the tunnel?
there's
Yes,
all
he
the
did.
stories about Marilyn, him screwing Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, but I don't give.
That's not the worst
I
story
think, hey,
involving him and Marilyn, though.
if he got a romance, Marilyn, power to the guy, because Marilyn was a beauty back then. So
Yeah, she was.
All
And,
right.
and
she was a better choice than Monica Lewinsky. That's for damn sure.
yeah, but Monica Lewinsky was no schlub either. I mean, come on, Clinton
Really?
Yes, she
obviously
was.
had something for
I
her.
think she was pretty
He
schlubby.
had Clinton had certain tastes that you don't like to talk about in public, and that's just a very small example of what Clinton was into.
I just think when somebody's been dead for like 60 years or whatever, it's a little late to really talk about their misdeeds, because it really doesn't matter generally.
Well, they were talking about it back during when he was alive too.
Oh well, fine.
Yeah.
I don't remember it because I was a kid back then. So
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to the episode here. So
yes,
Put her on double time.
Yeah, but then you knew about that. You said you'd read his papers.
Well, not all of them, Mr. Sims. Oh, Sister Shirley, there's been a mistake.
Oh, surely you reached the wrong conclusion. I mean, don't you think you might have made a mistake, Mr. Sims?
Yes, quite possibly. Here, let me have the paper back, Miss Mamie.
Papa's papers are very old. You've misread them.
yeah, they can't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
All right, so we got pretty much the gist of this here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they agreed it. Oh,
When charged with treason against the Confederacy. Can it be true, sister?
yeah. So we find out their daddy there was a captain.
Well,
He's
towards
so
the end of the war,
now.
he housed wounded. He housed wounded soldiers, most of them which were Yankees. But as we find out later, he also did something
let's
else.
not jump ahead. Let's not jump ahead.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Okay. No, I know. Sorry, Resolute, but I'm just saying.
yeah. Let's not ruin it.
Yeah, let's keep. So then they're wounded Corbin, blah 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 blah. So she's gonna fade, so they take her up to the room, blah 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 blah. None of this is important.
God was going to make him a hero.
Well, it can, John Boy. A most colorful historical figure.
Mr. Sims, this is Virginia. What you have told those ladies puts a blemish on their daddy's memory forever. They idolize their daddy. He brought them up to have a sense of family pride and family honor. And you...
God, that boy's actually so shocked and astonished. Here.
Well, he's not used to dealing with Yankee scumbags. He's just getting into the whole journalism stuff with his job at the paper.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's probably dealt with yellow journalism in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's just now getting the gist of it, so he's just understanding now.
So
You've told him that he violated the very things that he taught them to believe in.
John, now you said you admired my writing. Would you still admire it if I falsify the story?
yes, there's people that do that already.
Yeah, they do.
It's not falsifying the story. He doesn't have the story because he doesn't have the conclusion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
I do want to say with the Kennedy assassination, if I was born back then, I don't know how I would have handled it myself. I was shocked when Reagan was shot at by Hinckley. You know, when they had that on live TV, that freaked the hell out of me.
That was nothing compared to Kennedy, though. Believe me.
Yeah,
I totally believe that, but shoot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
Reagan
well,
survived.
I remember the CBC. There was nothing on the entire weekend. I believe it started Friday. They went through the whole funeral, like Saturday, Sunday. There was nothing else on the TV for the entire weekend but the Kennedy what happened. They went through the news clips. They went through the assassination, all the Lee Harvey Oswald crap, and then they had the procession. I guess with the casket on the. I guess it was the horse-drawn carriage or whatever back then.
Yep.
And right up to the funeral procession. I mean, I'll never forget that weekend. It's like 60 plus years later, and I still get emotional if I think about it too much.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, they got some more back and forth here, there, burnout. No. So then they can't believe it. They're giving her a headache. She's basically acting like she's dying now. Now she has a headache there. So they're going to go through the records here.
Well, it's everything except his personal letters.
Oh, there's not one.
Yeah,
scrap
everything
of
except
paper
for the
that
most
says whether he
important
was-
stuff in the damn binder.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question. Wasn't the recipe always clear?
No, it was always oak char.
Oh, I always thought it was clear.
I never
Well,
realized.
I'm sure at
Gorilla
one point it is.
I never realized Gorilla was such an expert on the recipe.
When it's coming out of the still, it is clear. When they're drinking the stuff they've stored, the stuff that isn't freaking rubbing alcohol, it's like that.
Maybe they mixed it with something.
No, that's good. That's their old kitchen. You do not mix anything with the recipe.
The answer is that the war ended before they had a trial.
Oh, that's great. So the accusation stands.
So anyhow, she's looking for some headache salves, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
John Boy offers to go get Dr. MacGyver. She said no, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So,
You
Gorilla,
must promise
and everyone, if you're interested, after the episode's done, I'll tell you what the ingredients are inside the recipe. Someone actually made it. It only takes
I
10
think-
minutes to make it.
It's sour mash, Mikey.
Okay, well, I can let you know what's
Anyway,
in it.
anyway,
Yeah.
we got it. We're after 7:00 here now, so
Keep
All
going.
right, so
If that's what you think.
so she makes a promise that they won't get that the contents won't get out. So blah 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 blah.
Well, those papers aren't going to tell us what we need to know. But
I know what to do. I'll go ask Grandpa. So he'll be back tomorrow. And here's
probably the best scene in the entire episode for me, right here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Cabbage.
can I
Let's
talk to you
watch
about that?
No, what's up?
Well, I think I have a pretty good idea why you didn't want Sims to do too much research over at the Baldwin house.
Dug up something, huh?
What do you think?
Oh, I told you all kinds of secrets in old houses.
Well, he's sort of been going through Judge Baldwin's old papers.
And you see that Grandpa's just like, closing his eyes, just like exhaled, like,
He's like, I knew it.
I got to teach you something here, boy.
Yeah.
Found out.
What do you think you found out?
Treason.
That's it.
Oh, Methuselah, knowing him, he'll be letting the whole world know about it.
You see, the thing about it is that the papers that we went through don't say anything about how the trial turned out. So I thought maybe you'd know. I mean, was he convicted? Did they let him off? What happened?
Oh, so far away and long ago, the war ended, the military kept it a secret. I don't think it ever did come to trial.
Oh, great.
Yes, but I do know if it ever gets to be common knowledge, those dear ladies won't be able to live with it.
Oh.
You keep your eyes on that Sims. If I went over there, I wouldn't trust what might happen.
You know, he goes, he grabbed the end of the hole there, like his.
Yeah, I'm still
never-
visualizing Zeb just punching him out, right? Like that would have been kind of fun.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Sheriff Briggs is gonna take Zeb's side.
Yeah, or maybe
Yes.
putting
Sheriff
down a
Briggs
bottle
helped
of
him carry it.
arsenic next to his bedside manner, his bedside table.
I have one question though. How old is Zeb at this point in 1935?
Yeah.
Oh, he fought in the Spanish-American War. We know that.
Yeah, but the
Right.
Civil War ended in what, 1867?
1865. 1865 is when it ended.
65. Okay, so how old would have Zeb been? Like, would he actually have been old enough to?
Oh wait. I think we had this in an episode.
Because didn't one episode Zeb say he was like 70 or something? And I'm
They
thinking,
actually
well,
had it. He actually had the date.
Yeah.
Date carved onto the wall.
if I do the
Yeah.
backward math, it's like, was Zeb just a kid back then, or I'm trying to
Zeb was
put it
born
together.
after the war.
I'm just thinking he was old enough to know Baldwin. Like, I'm just trying to put the puzzle together.
Yeah.
The judge was one of Zeb's mentors. He was very close with him, so he knew a good portion of the judge's secrets.
So Zeb would have been like a very young man, I'm guessing then.
Right. Well, he would have known
I'm
because
just
since
trying
he
to
was
do
so
the
close.
math because sometimes I do get fixated on details. So
Right. His name was Captain Matthew Baldwin, if I recall.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that comes.
Let's see what Zeb
before
would do.
him.
Okay.
It would have been Zeb's father who served with the judge.
Okay. He was born in 1890. Oh, Will Gear was born in 1896.
Right.
Yeah, you got to look up Zebulon. The character.
I am.
So he was
He was never
78
mentioned.
years old at the time. Close to 77, 78.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the actor, not the actual character, because they never mentioned in the show how old he was.
Didn't he say in one episode not too long ago he about being 70 or something? Like
he's in his 70s.
Just about. Yeah.
I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I know it was like 70 something at least.
Yeah.
He would have most likely been born in the late 1860s.
Yeah.
So he would have probably been a child during the Civil War.
He was born after the Civil War because they've told a story about when his father came back from the war and they built that homestead.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to piece together how he knew Baldwin, but it probably is not that big a deal. Really.
Well, it's a county of 400 people. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, so he probably grew up when he was a kid hearing the stories. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me see
the
if this
judge
is
was
accurate.
one of Zeb's many mentors. He is close with
Yeah.
him, and the judge probably just told him about it.
Yeah, the judge could have just, said, young guy, I'll just tell him stories, right? Because, I can see that.
Well,
We're not going
I hope
remember Zeb was one of the most prominent members of that community in his day, and so was the judge. So naturally, they knew each other quite well.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I want to know if this was accurate. Because we all saw this episode. So in the spring of 1935, the birthday episode, Zeb turned 73. So he was born in 1862, and now we know he was about 5 years older than Esther, old man. By the way, Zeb's father Samuel came from England in 1810. Must have been a baby. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
Anyway,
Let's keep going.
this was a really good scene.
Well, I'm going over there first thing in the morning. Listen, you're not going to say anything about this to anybody.
No.
All right.
Zebulon is a very wise
So he
man.
comes there. Nobody answering. Miss Baby doesn't want to see anybody. They're disgraced. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. They're trying to get her to eat, but she won't eat. So he goes gets Grandma and Olivia. They want to give her some recipe, but Grandma says no. She needs chicken broth. So they basically take their they're basically taking care of them. Blah blah blah. Then we got Porter Sis coming in. So apparently he just woke up there.
Some reporter was trying to describe a WPA project that didn't make much sense to him, so he called it a boondoggle. You know what that really means? It's just an expression that pioneers used. It simply means that anything that's made up out of leftover scraps.
Oh, so there you go. That's another term for boondoggle.
There we go.
Yeah, so they're just talking back and forth there. I think John was trying to change his mind.
Yeah, I wanted to say they're a gorilla, and now we know. And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
What would you do, John?
So he's trying to protect the project, but protect the community. Blah blah blah. So, so here, well, here this is.
Bye, Gilbert. Bye, Kitty. Take care of the little ones.
Well, there goes his inventory.
Yeah, there goes his business.
Elizabeth, what are you doing?
See, this is the thing. When you go into business, you have to have a reliable business partner.
I couldn't let you sell my friend.
And Elizabeth is not reliable.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
That was before Kitty adopted those little fishes that came through the fence.
Fish don't adopt fish.
Well, Kitty did. And I got to thinking about Mom and us kids. What would we do if someone took Mom away from Walton's Mountain?
Oh, foreshadowing.
Shadowing.
She's definitely going to be a PETA supporter later in life.
Yeah. Well, she already is.
Help me tell the customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't.
So
they weren't an organization back then.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, the
world
actress.
the world was still relatively sane, even in the Great Depression.
No, but I mean, the actress today, Kemi Coulter, is a huge supporter of the American Humane Society. So
Did she really? Well, that's a
Yes,
different
she
thing,
is.
though. Yeah, Humane Society. That, like, I can kind of see that, but that's different than the PETA, crazies, right?
Yeah.
It's all a matter of extreme, extremes, right? In a sliding scale is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a coughing fit. I'll have to mute.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. So here we got this going on.
You sure look bad. What's the matter with you? You look like the bottom fell out of the fish business.
Yeah.
Literally it fell out.
Elizabeth let our stock loose.
Oh, I see.
Unreliable business partner, Elizabeth. Shame on you.
She'll probably make
You
somebody a
dumb
wonderful
sis.
mom someday, so.
Yeah, I guess. Problem is, we haven't been able to tell all our customers. Nobody's home.
Oh,
The
jeez.
Bremer, the Baldwins.
Wait a minute. What do you mean the Baldwins aren't home? Wasn't anybody there? Wasn't Porter Sims there? I'm supposed to pick him up in half an hour.
We knocked on the door, but nobody answered.
Yeah, what? Like the Baldwin sisters don't have a life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Door was open though. It's really strange.
He thought he didn't question that the door was open and they're not answering. He's not questioning that at
It's
all.
not like I know, which is weird because I thought, but of course he's being a proper Walton, so he's not going to just walk in there and say, "Hey, hello, where are you?"
No, but the door is gone, so you think you'd question that. The door is open.
Well, maybe yeah, that's a good question, girl. I don't know. I don't know his intentions. What was he trying to do? Other than tell him that I can't sell you fish.
Thank you.
That's the only thing.
Daddy? Grandpa?
Damn it, Grandpa!
I think something's wrong over at the Baldwin place. Let's get over there.
It's kind of funny. At least they take him. So John comes here, Miss Amy, Miss Emily, hello, blah, 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 blah. They check up on him. Then we get this
The
here.
bus depot.
Well, that's good riddance. I'll go tell the ladies.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Let me.
So he apparently found something here, and he's ruffling through it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That speech
There.
we skipped over, I believe, guilted
Just
him
right now.
into doing his job.
Yeah, this is probably the key scene in the episode right here.
Right here. Yeah.
Right here.
I guess Grandpa told you Porter Sims is gone. Well, he worked all night on this thing. And he went through some of your daddy's old letters. And he found something pretty important. He wrote what he thinks ought to go into the state guide.
Oh, yeah, they're like, oh, fuck, what did you guy write?
She's like, "Oh, just let me
Come on,
die
I think
here
the
in
lady-
bed. I don't care."
Yeah.
You heard quiet enough about Porter Sims.
Grandpa, I think they ought to hear
Yeah,
this.
Grandpa, shut up. I got this.
Shut up, Grandpa. Shut up, Grandpa.
Mamie,
Well, if you say so, John Boy.
Good.
Get your reading glasses on, John Boy.
God, it took so long to get to this here.
In the Battle of Rockfish Creek, during the war between the states, a gallant young Confederate officer, Captain Matthew Baldwin, later a distinguished Virginia judge, performed a most heroic and unselfish deed that nearly brought him disgrace. Recuperating at home from his own serious battle wounds, Captain Baldwin made his way to the nearby battlefield to help the wounded. He brought back to his house the injured of both Confederate and Union forces. Having been seen helping Union soldiers, the captain was later mistakenly charged with treason. However, many of the survivors from both the North and the South wrote letters to thank him for what he had done. These letters were to have been used as evidence in his behalf, but the war ended and the trial, which undoubtedly would have exonerated him, was never held.
See, so basically, he turned his house into neutral ground there. You know, which the Confederates and the Unions have both honored that unlike in the Patriot there, where we seen that what the fuck was his name? Isaac that played that Captain what the fuck's his face order?
Captain Matthew Baldwin?
No, I'm talking about the Patriot.
Oh, and the Patriot, yeah, where they housed the soldiers.
Yeah, we're Lucius there, Lucius Malfoy ordered the execution of all the Union soldiers and burned the house. The Confederates
Right.
have had more honor than that. That's treating it like neutral ground.
Well, here's an interesting tidbit about the Civil War that most people know, and maybe some don't. The Wilmer House, which was where the first Battle of Bull Run in Virginia was fought nearby, actually became later on the place where they had the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, close to his house, Wilmer McLean. So the Wilmer McLean House is well known for that.
Well, that one guy, the Civil War started in his front yard. He said, "Fuck this." He moved, and then the General Lee and General Grant there signed the surrender papers in that guy's parlor.
Yeah,
to
in his
end the
parlor,
war.
right? At Appomattox Courthouse. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I know Wilmer McLean. He's going to go down in history as the man who started the Civil War and ended it in his backyard.
Yeah.
In his house. I know it's funny. It's hilarious.
It is weird how history works at times, but
Oh,
basically,
man,
what John Boy is saying here is, when he stayed up all night and actually dug into the letters, it was the letters from the Confederate and Union soldiers thanking him for showing mercy on that day that would have exonerated him, right? Is that what I'm guessing John Boy put in, what he put in the page that John Boy read out?
Yeah. After John Boy guilted him into actually doing his job, he found
but he actually finally, out of guilt, I guess, did the right thing. Took a few hours to go pour through the letters, and he did find enough letters from not only the Confederate soldiers but the Union soldiers, thanking him for giving them shelter when they were wounded, and so obviously it did appear like he would have been eventually exonerated, but the war ended before, of course, that could happen.
Right.
I thought it was a very nice wrap up to the episode. This scene.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. Yeah.
And Dan found the name of that captain.
Baldwin's humanitarian act symbolized the healing of the deeper wounds that the nation had suffered. His stately house and proud daughters hold honored positions in the community.
All right. So what did you?
Well, I gotta say, for a scumbag, he actually wrote something pretty nice there to salvage the Baldwin sisters' reputation.
Yeah, Jeremy, what did you say?
Dan said he had it, but apparently he got it right this time. Colonel William Trevington.
Yeah, there we go. Hey.
And hello to LDG.
Yeah, hello,
Let's see.
LDG.
Captain Billington, my spelling may be off. He goes, why are you having spilled beans all over me? I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about, Germ. Or LDG, I mean.
That's what
Why
I
do
said.
have
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
I guess it's better than soy sauce on the computer.
Yeah. Do we actually want to know why you have beans all over you, LDG?
Oh my
Or this
lord!
one of those
He must
things
have slept.
we're better off not explaining.
I'm personally guessing a sexual fetish of some weird type.
Oh no! Oh
No, we don't go there.
Oh no!
It sounds like a good idea. And
Oh
I was
God.
way off. It's Colonel William. Tavington. That's what.
Hamilton, right?
The one character you love to hate.
Oh,
yes.
Unlike Umbridge, we all just wanted that cunt in pink dead.
What was Tavington the one played by Jason Isaacs in the Patriots?
Jason Isaac. Lucius
Yeah,
Malfoy.
that's right. What a scumbag!
Hey, I love him as a villain.
Well, yeah, no, I liked him as a villain, but I said he was a scumbag.
Yeah, LDG will keep the stream going there. I can't. I think we got 6 people up here.
We're almost done though, and I know some
Yeah, we're
people
almost done. Yeah.
some people want to get through this damn thing. So
Oh, come on! Hey, come on! You said this is gonna be 6 hours. We still got 4 more hours to go. We got to stretch this 5 by.
you got about.
hours.
You said you were going to end by 7:30 my time. You got about 7 minutes left, girl.
Yeah. Hey, you said it's gonna be 6 hours stream.
I'm
so we
going
got-
by real time, not Star Trek time or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
A great burden has been lifted from my heart. And I have you to thank for that.
Where's Sims too?
Oh, I love you, John Boy.
Most assured.
yeah, you might want to send a couple jars of the
goodbye.
recipe with it. You might want to run a couple of jars of that recipe to the depot for not being a piece of shit.
No, but remember they do offer to send one to Grandpa.
Yeah. So they're gonna.
But John Boy
Please
declines
return to their
because
happy-
he knows Grandpa would never get to drink.
Oh, here's the epilogue.
Yeah. So we're at.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah. Their family honor restored. The Baldwin ladies returned to their happy yesterday world, cherishing the memory of another gallant gentleman caller. The guidebook for all the states had become a valued historical reference, and when Walton's Mountain was mentioned in the volume for Virginia, Grandma never again referred to it as a boondoggle. All right. So that's.
Is that pretty much it?
Yep, that's pretty
That's
much
it.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty, so what's everybody? We will start here with Jim. What's your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts. I was doing some fan film today for a change. About damn time, right? A repair again is starting, so it might take me probably next weekend to get it done. I don't know if any other actors are going to help me or not, but just keep watching Commodore Productions. You never know what you're going to see. And this coming Monday, you're going to see Guess Who Said Something next Monday. Some people had some previews of it, but it will be released Monday morning. And thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no problem. And welcome, alternative world sorcerer Dan at LDG hashtag for the net. He's having Latin American burritos. Okay.
I thought he was having Cuban.
Oh, is
Cuba's
this
close to Florida.
Wait
Yes.
a second. Did Cynthia change the name of the channel?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, he did. He's calling it now Alternative World Sorcerer Dan.
Yeah, that's good. I can't
You
pronounce
have to
it.
put in that. I'm sorry, Scopes is telling you put in the N in alternative, and they'll have a better spelling there. Dan, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, it's alternative world.
Yeah, right. He needs to put in a letter N in there for nasty.
Yeah.
You got to do the spell check there, Dan. Seriously.
All right.
Birds are dropping.
Suzanne, how would you rate this episode?
Go ahead, Suzanne.
I enjoyed it a bit. I like the way they all came together to help restore the captain's status for the Baldwin sisters. So yeah, I like the way they came together for that. They didn't let that guy destroy them.
You got like a rating? Like A,
Yeah,
B,
Trilla
C,
does,
D?
Trilla does have a poll, by the way, on the YouTube.
I give it a B plus. I enjoyed it.
Nice. How about you, PvP?
I like this episode, but I must say I generally have a soft spot for the Ralph Waite directed episodes because I do think Ralph Waite was actually a really good director. In fact, I think if he wasn't such an amazingly good actor, he could have actually probably had a career directing a lot of TV because I always found the Waltons episodes directed by him some of my favorite ones. I like this episode a lot. Reasons, okay. I found the character, our main character. What's his name again? I can never remember that guy's name.
Porter Sims.
Porter Sims. I found Porter Sims superficial and cheesy and kind of ridiculous on a certain level. It was hard to take him seriously because he was pretty much just written as a scumbag character. But that said, he was not really even the central part of the episode. He really was like a minor character in the episode, really. The only function he really had was to act like a catalyst, like when you mix up chemicals and you get a reaction. He was like the catalyst character that got the episode running. And the main focus of it was, of course, the Baldwin sisters and their family history. And I really enjoyed that actually because the Baldwins often show up, like a running gag in the Waltons, like for the recipe, right? Like that's often there. Excuse me, I got to mute. I've got a cough. But the Baldwins generally are like a running gag, and it's just like another recipe joke. And there's been lots of recipe jokes over the series so far, right? But I think this is one of the few episodes where we actually get to go in depth to them and their family history, and we get to see a little more, more scenes with the Baldwin sisters, and it does make them more fully rounded characters, humanizing them in the series. And the fascinating thing, since they're always talking about their father, how they worship her father, right? So when all this back history comes out in the episode about how their father, what I loved is their father was not this simple hero that they worship. He was actually a real human being that was a complex person, that did, do things that were questionable and maybe, not honorable, when you look at the context of the Civil War at that particular time, right? So I really found it refreshing to get an episode with some pretty much minor characters being featured for a change, and not only to get them featured, but to get their family history featured. And I thought that was probably the one thing for me that made the episode. I actually enjoyed the Jim Bob fishing thing too. That was a lot of fun. I know it was a silly B story, but still it was entertaining enough. But yeah, just going into the Baldwin family history, and I love that those two actresses got some more airtime. Got a lot of scenes in this one. I really enjoyed it. I know it's probably far from the best Waltons, but I enjoyed it enough where on Grandma's digs. And the whole treason thing, that scene with Grandpa in the garden when John Boy's confronting him, it's like, well, what do you think? And he whispers treason, and that puts everything in order at that point. And then actually, that final note that our protagonist left about all the letters of thanks from both sides, Union and Confederate troops, that thanked him for showing mercy that day and setting it all right and putting it all into context. Just one page statement where they could put that in the guidebook and make their father look still honorable. I just thought this was really good. I enjoyed it, and I'm giving this one an A-.
Oh yeah. All right, Mikey. What's your rating?
Well, you may not like what I kind of say about the episode. I thought it was a decent episode. I will admit that much. But I gave it a low C, and the reason I gave it a C is because uh, I think that for most of the episode, they made Portersons mostly one-dimensional because Grandma could already see through him. I mean, and then eventually Grandpa could, and I couldn't understand why John Boy had such blinded ambition. Because he's a writer, obviously, but he's got this weird way of it's like what PvP said, hero worship, which was kind of unfounded at first. But and then it was kind of weird. Portersons is able to redeem himself and say, "Oh yeah, okay, I went through all this all night and I finally found the solution." So thankfully, it doesn't cause the Baldwin sisters to go insane and maybe hurt themselves. So I think that's what brought it back from me from a C minus to about a C. So and then of course the thing between Jim Bob and Elizabeth, you could have done without that completely. I don't even think you needed that sidebar story. It wasn't necessary, in my opinion, because I don't think you needed it at all, really. So I mean, because all it was to me, all it was distracting the true story of what was happening between Sims and the sisters and the Waltons. So yeah, that's why I gave it a C. I just gave it a straight up C. So.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mikey. Germ, what about you?
Well, it was a pretty good story. Not a lot of the kids, which I actually like. They're usually a drag on the episode. John Boy learned a good lesson that you can't always trust your heroes. Usually they turn out to be scumbags, and his hero turned out to be a scumbag. And luckily he was able to guilt him into doing the right thing in the end. But everything besides that, script was good, acting was good. Guest star did pretty decent job. Always good to see the Baldwin sisters. A high B plus.
A high B plus. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna end the poll now. We got 12 votes. Sweet.
And quit swinging on the pole.
Yeah.
Hey,
don't do
hey,
that whole
I gotta
for
make
us.
a living. I gotta make a living somehow. Here,
No, are you saying you make a living swinging on a pole, Gorilla?
Yeah.
Okay, what I gotta know. I gotta ask. What's your stripper name then?
My stripper name is George of the Jungle.
Oh,
there you go. All right, I'll go with that.
Actually, it's Tarzan.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Gorilla, when you come out on stage to strip, you go, oh.
Hey, you got to pay to know my secret. You got to pay to see my intro.
Okay,
All right, but
I'm
thank
cheap.
you.
That ain't gonna happen. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap bastard. Okay.
Yeah, Suzanne says peace, everyone. Everyone,
Oh,
have
God.
a great night. Thank you, Suzanne, for being here. Thank you for being on the panel.
Yeah, thank you, Suzanne. You left us early
great.
there.
Yeah, just thanks, but I just woke up a couple hours ago. LOL. There you go, Gorilla. Now I'm up all night. I slept all damn day. Oh, that's all right. That's for me. I really did enjoy this episode. I love the fact that we got a new. We made this guy think he was gonna be a scumbag all day. They started out with damn Scoops trial there that everybody's talking about. Yeah, great scenes where Grandma just being like, "Fuck this guy, fuck this guy, fuck this guy." Grandpa's Grandpa's knowing the secret, not wanting to tell anybody. But buddy here, we already knew it had to do with the Baldwin sisters. We all thought, and I like how they had that twister where we all thought, oh, he was a boot runner, he was a bootleg runner there, but no, it turned out to be like a treason trial,
Yeah.
and they dig through the papers. Now I wish they would have scrapped that whole Jim Bob and Elizabeth fucking story. That was shit. Instead, I would love to hear more about the judge. Have him sift through the papers, have it build up, make us think, what's the secret they're going to find on him? Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? As he's digging through the fucking papers. I think that would have made it really a lot better there, just digging through the papers, And at least they didn't make the judge look like a complete jackass. And Porter Sims, even though he's a scumbagger Porter, still had the integrity to write a decent story that showed the judge to be a wonderful guy, making his house neutral ground, saving both sides, He just wanted to stop the people from dying. Oh, that's not a very good Trump impression. Anyhow, he wanted the people to stop dying. There.
Right.
There, I'm gonna give this a B plus. It would have been, it's automatically a B episode when you get Ralph Wade directing. But I will vote. But the only thing that drug it down was the Jim Bob Elizabeth story is filler. But instead, I will want to hear more about. I will love to hear more about the judge and have like a bunch of the judge's history there. Then not only that, then you could have You could turn this really into mystery. Which one are they going to go with as his as what the secret is?
Yeah.
I on second thought, I have to say the Jim Bob fishing B plot was kind of weak, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I actually might move it down to a B plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason I moved it to a straight C.
By the way, my computer's starting to make that weird sound again. So I might have to.
But I remember when Judy Norton said to me that that it was a subplot, the Jim Bob Elizabeth thing, but unnecessary. She thought it was cute, but it was unnecessary. So when she says that, I said, "Oh boy, okay, yeah, you don't need the subplot story." Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, guess what won this week? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what won the poll was Here to Hear Stupid Shit from Gorilla, 41% of the vote. And A plus to A minus get 33% of the vote. C plus and C minus got 16%. And B plus and B minus got 8% of the vote there.
Oh, that's good. I felt like I'm in the middle of the road. Okay, so that's good.
I think
that C grade was well founded. Okay.
The thing is, why I never vote for hearing shit from Gorilla is because I don't need to vote on that because I depend on hearing shit from Gorilla. That's one of the reasons I keep coming back. Damn it, is because I know I'll hear shit from Gorilla.
Hey,
so I just go with my episode rating. That's what I go with.
Well, PvP, that's why we love being up here because we can act like children.
No,
go ahead.
I'm too old to act old.
Yeah, and the reason I put that is if people don't like the episode, like it's a F, they're not gonna listen to a review for it unless they like to hear the thoughts of the person and the people on the panel. So,
anyway, let's see. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to shut down soon because my computer making that weird
pimp
sound.
yourself out. So pimp yourself out real quick.
Music channel, nothing much going on right now because there's so much other stuff going. I got issues with my health, issues with my car, issues obviously with my computer making noises. It's been too much real life distraction to really do much on my music channel, but I do have a music channel. Probably with, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of albums, videos. So go check it out. If you love anything from classic rock from like the 60s through the 80s, there's probably something there that you will enjoy. So please do go and enjoy it.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, and what time is you and what is the Avengers time
Larry
for
is doing
tomorrow?
Avengers tomorrow, but I'm not exactly sure of the time.
Okay.
I think it's around 6:30 Pacific, but don't quote me on that.
Okay. Yeah, because I know he's planning something tomorrow, and I know my friend Charlotte's planning something tomorrow too. So I got basically 2 streams to attend. So I know
Well,
I got my priorities set up tomorrow.
my main priorities, why I haven't taken my computer into the shop yet, which I should do, because this problem's been going on for a good three weeks at least now. But it seems to be so intermittent. I haven't really been totally panicked. But I know that Larry is doing the Avengers' very first Emma Peel episode tomorrow, which is called "The Town of No Return." It's
Right.
1965. It's black and white, but it is a very good atmospheric, excellently paced, and really, really excellent episode. So I highly recommend joining the watch party tomorrow. And then after the watch party, we will, of course, be giving our reviews and ratings of the episode. So it should be a hell of a lot of fun. And that's one reason I still have. Oh, my computer's gone quiet again. I'm good.
Okay, there you go. Now
There's
it's
some
working.
weird gears or something that are wearing out in the fan. That's my guess.
And hello,
Yeah.
Ancient One. We were about
Yeah,
to.
hey, Ancient. So let's quickly read through these chats, and then we're gonna get everybody sent over to other streams. LOL, oh my Dan. Oh, he loves to show off it. Yeah.
Little. I'm gonna go after Dan on that
I'm
one.
a Jew in Nazi-occupied Europe. Fuck you. Fuck the both of you.
Don't store your condoms in your billfold. Those things don't work if they get dry and old.
Broken rubber.
All right.
A song that should be close to your heart, Gorilla.
Yeah. Yep. And I always won't hear to hear gorillas. And PvP, he just with thought you think you were out of, pulls you back in. PvP, any live stream coming up?
Yeah, you just mentioned it.
Well, there's a in the works. I'm not really a live streamer. I've only done 1 minute test stream ever. With thanks to Larry. Shout out to Larry. But I was hoping to start doing the classic horror fantasy soap opera called Dark Shadows from the 60s sometime this month. I have not set a date because with the computer issues and all the real life stuff going on, it wouldn't be fair for me to set up an absolute time and day yet. But it's still in the works. Stay tuned. But yeah, once I get going with the Dark Shadows, I'm thinking probably it will be once a week. We'll do like a live watch party of a few episodes, and then everybody that gets invited to the panel can give their reviews and their thoughts, and we'll have a discussion about it. And that should be a lot of fun. I haven't decided yet how many episodes per week to do, because Dark Shadows as a soap opera that would run from Monday through Friday was generally a very short episodes. They average around 22 minutes each. So
22 minutes each. I'd do 4 episodes.
That's what I was thinking, actually, Gorilla. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking. So yeah, maybe I'll just go with like 4 episodes, keep it to around 88 minutes. Yeah, I was thinking that probably makes sense, but I still have to work out the details. I still want to do another run through with Larry, but Larry's busy and I'm busy, and real life stuff gets in the way. But hopefully, I'm hoping before the end of January we can get a stream going. So anyway, stay tuned. I will definitely let all you guys know the day and time when it's going to happen.
Alrighty. Here's why Scurvy's been so quiet. He says Texas is playing Ohio State tied at 14. And saying hello to H1 and H1 saying hello to everybody. Alright, so thank you, Scurvy, for coming. And thank you to the Ancient One for coming. Thank you to the Alternative World Sorcerer for coming. Jerm put his link for out right here. He's going to have an Overlord watch party here tonight. So make sure to check him out. Then thank you, Suzanne, for coming. And thank you, LDG, hashtag Free the Net for coming. If you ever need IT help or need a place to hang out, there's always freethenet.org/underground. And thank you, Matt Arrow, for coming. He has a couple videos there and a couple live streams on his channel there of his 3D printing. Make sure to check him out. And he changed the channel name, so it's no longer Ezekiel.
You know, Dan, you can only change your name so many times. You're aware of that, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and thank you, Larry, for swinging by. He does his Let's Just Talk streams there. Then he also has different places he's toured around to, and he's got his Route 66 one coming up here pretty soon. So make sure to check out Larry. Alrighty. So, Jim, what do you got going on?
Well, I pretty much said it earlier. I guess that you wanted a rating of the show, and I gave you my promotion instead. So I would tell you I would rate the show a C. So
C.
Since I'm doing everything backwards.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you. And Mikey, what do you got going on?
Okay, so our weekly webcam series returns next Monday, January 13th, and we will be starting with season 4 of one of the greatest BBC sci-fi comedies ever, known as Red Dwarf. And we'll be going with season 4, episode 1, and then we go into TOS again. And the next episode we're covering is What Little Girls Are Made Of with Ted Cassidy as Ruck and Roger Colby. And yeah, we get to see Miss, Barrett, Roddenberry get to act as Christine Chapel. So, and we get to see a doppelganger of Kirk. So that's it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Wednesday, of course, we do 2 more episodes. We're starting with season 3 of both The Greatest American Hero and Thursday, The A-Team. And when we finish The Greatest American Hero, we'll go right to Get Smart with Black and White season 1. So that should be fun. And every other Saturday, what I'll be doing is I'll be bringing forward a Star Trek fan film and one Star Wars fan film. These are every other Saturday, starting this next Saturday. And I will be showing clips from the episode, just sharing them and giving you my review and what I thought of the episode itself. And that means I usually have to rewatch it on Friday night before I do it. So there's a lot coming up. So watch the Mikey Sue's Ford channel. Expect the unexpected.
All right. Thank you. Jerm, what do you got going on?
Well, tomorrow night, Saturday morning cartoons will return. We'll be watching The Brave Little Toaster.
The Brave Little Toaster. You said tomorrow night?
No, tomorrow morning.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, do we have to switch the times around here? All right. So thank you, Jerm. Did you ever get that song into a countdown for? Oh, wait, you said you're just going to play the song as is. Okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm going to do something a little bit more complicated with the intro.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it won't be the straight up Damascus. It'll be like something different.
It'll be the song Gorilla gave me.
Yeah. But, hey, come on. I spent a lot of time on that I even got an ass chewing because apparently his version of pop rock and my version of pop rock or the real definition of pop rock are different.
Oh, that's cute. So what you
Well,
got
he
coming
told
up
me.
there, Gorilla?
Well, he told me pop rock when he wanted glam metal. So, but as for me, me and a kid are actually working on thinking about doing something for tomorrow there. But that's gonna be me and Minnie only stream.
Hey,
So,
okay.
Nice.
so
Yeah.
that'll just be me and the kid.
Yeah.
Then
So,
that's
yeah,
if I
you
can get
guys.
it up off the ground.
Yeah. Now,
There.
Gorilla, if you don't mind, I wanted to quickly just mention the ingredients. Like, I know that Resolute Germ has
Can I
considered
finish?
it as sour mash, right, for the recipe.
Can
But this is what
can I
somebody
finish?
actually made it. Yeah, so I just
Hey,
wanted to read the ingredients real quick. So what they said was they use 6 ounces of frozen concentrate orange juice, 6 ounces of frozen concentrate lemonade juice. They use 6 ounces of the real lemon juice, that that one little thing in its yellow bottle, the lemon juice. 1 pint of whiskey, 2 liters of 7-Up, and 2 liters of Sprite, and that's considered the recipe. So that's what they made it up as.
That
That's
sounds
not the recipe,
that
but
sounds fucking deranged to me, Mikey.
yeah, that's
yeah,
disgusting.
that's not
That's
the
I
that's
know.
not the
that's got to be
that
some Democrat voting lunatum, pink-haired idiot.
yeah.
I mean, that's not the recipe. Is fucking moonshine. I'm thinking
I
when I
understand.
think of a recipe, I think of
Yeah.
Everclear, and
I,
Everclear is good shit. But you don't want to. You will sip it. You will not guzzle it.
Yeah, I would have to
That
say
is not
Oh my
the
God,
recipe.
that's like the
PvP,
Wolverine.
are you challenging me? Are you challenging me, Mikey or PvP, to go grab
Challenging
some
what?
Everclear? Are you challenging
Hey,
me to take some Everclear and down it?
Yeah, down it.
Everclear
you
is great
can't do
shit.
that
You
anymore,
don't want
Gorilla. You're not 18.
to.
Yeah, you're
Gorillas.
not 18. That's true.
Hey, I don't
The
Everclear.
have to work
liver
in the
will
Okay.
morning.
literally come up out of your throat and punch you in the face.
Now, Everclear is great, but you don't want to abuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
as my dad
Yeah.
called it,
Let's put it
get
this way. Let's put it this way. If I was going to screw an M&A, one of those fighter chicks from the extreme wrestling, I'd have a great time, I'm sure, but I sure wouldn't want to piss her off and abuse her. Does that's my Everclear analogy? Okay, it's
Yeah.
time for me.
So
I'm fading anyway, so.
yeah, and to finish that promotion there before I got over to Sunday. We got Revenge of the Nerds 2. Tuesday we should have a cigar lounge. I do not know the topic yet. Thursday we'll have the Purge 2. Our next episode of the Waltons reviewing is called The Breakdown. Jason is burning a candle at both ends, from before sunrise to well after sunset. He is on the go with Bobby Bigelow's various bands and his music studies. John Boy is offered a job at the college library, which places him in an awkward position. So, seems like a filler episode.
It sounds like a
But,
mediocre episode, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
Well, I guess I better get my, I'd rather hear shit from Gorilla next week.
Oh well, it is what
Yeah.
it is.
It
So,
is. Yeah.
thank
Hey,
you
you know
everybody
what?
for.
You know what? Life is short. I could bitch about a lot of things, and I do.
All right.
But you don't have to bitch about everything because that takes up too much time, right?
Oh, of
All right.
course.
So, thank you everybody for coming. And remember, what was
That's
that
what
thing
they
I
say
was
at the
supposed
local
to?
whorehouse, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
Damn.
they're supposed to. No, there's something I was supposed
Sorry.
to remember to tell everybody, but I can't remember what it was. It's something I seen on Facebook. There.
And
So
don't forget, everyone, Gorilla has now revealed he has a pole somewhere stashed in his house. Let's find out where.
We've been stopping